Hi guys, this is Bill's cooking channel, and I want to do something fun. I always say that, but you know, I'm always trying to be fun. So I worked in a restaurant for a short time. I worked the line. I did mostly back of the house stuff, but for a short time I want to try it. And we made a lot of breakfast. So I got really good at making omelets. And to this day, I still love omelets, make omelets. I'll link my video for my frittata that I like to do. But there's just something about when you make the right combination of, you know, of egg and contents, it makes you feel happy. You know, it's better than just scrambled eggs, which are okay too, don't get me wrong, but I do like to add stuff to my scrambled eggs also. So, one of the things you have to realize is that this whole concept, omelet, well, the French omelet actually has an extra T-E at the end. You know, American omelet's just O-M-E-L-E-T. And the French do cook it differently. The French whisk their eggs, put it in a hot pan with butter, and they keep mixing it in the pan with a fork, so that it's almost more consistency of scrambled eggs, and then they roll it out of the pan. And it's very interesting, and I think there's a tendency to serve things instead of being stuffed like the American omelet, you know, from wherever. You have all your filling as toppings, or served with it, and then you can take what you want. But so I kind of made a list in my head. So things that you might not think about, but are really good combinations. How about avocado and cheddar? And if you really want a protein, throw in a little bacon. Something that is really interesting is just take some roasted seasoned potatoes with a little Gruyere cheese melted. Excellent combination. I've made it with leftover ratatouille. So you've got those tomatoes, the fresh zucchini, and an eggplant, and all those seasonings with just a little Parmesan cheese. That's a great combination. Also, the fried zucchini that I do be perfect for it with the tomatoes, and you've got that really nice fried zucchini. That would be great. You know, the old standby of bacon and cheese, or bacon, potato, and cheese, whatever. You know, the old standard, you know, put some chives on it. Okay, if that's what you want. But how about doing some spinach and tomato? Maybe a little feta or goat cheese and just herbs. You know, you can buy the goat cheese with the herbs in it. So I'm going to kind of show you today how you could kind of do the same thing, but I'm going to use some cream cheese, because I like the way cream cheese holds up. And so first I'm going to do a little prep work here, because I need to get this done and put it in the refrigerator. So this is a block of cream cheese. I want you all to see that this is a block of cream cheese. I don't know where it comes from, but I think it says it's from Philadelphia. So this is a half. So we've got 4 ounces of cream cheese. This would definitely be enough for a couple. I'm going to probably mix all that up. So I have spares, maybe not. I really only need about 3 ounces. So I'm going to try to cut it off here. That's rocket science. It's all about getting it right. All you do is you let this sit out for a little bit, and it very quickly gets to room temperature. Cream cheese is pretty cool stuff. It's out of my way. All right. If you don't recognize this, as like an icing spreader, we call them. I can't think of what. There's like probably a technical term for it. You know, just the other day I made pinwheels and I used cream cheese in it, so I had some cream cheese, and I just thought this would be a great idea. I'm trying not to make too much noise. Sorry about that. And I got about teaspoon and a half of dill weed. I think dill weed makes a great flavor in cream cheese. So once again, we're just going to kind of get the fork in here. Make sure we get a little green all the way through. Just a really fresh French, right? And believe it or not, you know, be bold, be daring. You can serve. You know, it's a great breakfast, brunch food, but you can serve it anytime. And you know, if you want to have a fun party with some friends over, get yourself a decent 12-inch skillet, frying pan, whatever you want to call it, stick-free preferably, and do like an omelet bar. Let people tell you what they want, and you create it, dump it on their plate, let them wander off and eat. And next, works really, really good. And if you practice, you can knock out omelets. Once the pan's hot, you can just keep knocking out omelets, you know. And if you want to be really like daring, you can get 2 frying pans going, right? But I think it's really good. Alright, so what am I going to do with this? Well, so what I'm going to do, I've got a piece of plastic wrap here. And I still got this pretty much in shape. I thought I was going to have to use my, I still might have to. Make something a little stiffer. Okay. So let's make some room. It's easier to work on a cutting board than it is to work on a granite. Granite, it's great if you're making croissants because it keeps the temperature cool, so the butter stays. So basically, I want to make sure that I'm pretty good. Got too much stuff in my hand, I can't work. Try not to use my hands. Alright, so we've got cream cheese. I used to have a friend that had a cat named Cream Cheese. Never got that. Alright. So now what I want to do, I want to make kind of a log. And I can do that simply by bringing this together and kind of rolling it back and forth. Oh look, I made a log. I don't want to use my hands too much because you don't want to warm it up. Then, I don't know if you can see that. See, so now, just roll it up, and I've got a log. So when I take it out and it's nice and set, you basically be able to open it up, and you've got cream cheese. And you can put any kind of herb. I just, for what I'm going to make my omelet, as soon as it sets, I thought that dill would be good, but you could certainly go crazy and put whatever you want in. So I'm going to get this in the fridge and we're going to get set up to make my omelet. See you back in a minute. Alright, we're back. So, I got my cream cheese with dill. It's nice and firm. I just took it out of the refrigerator. I got a pan, so I want to get a little heat under it because we're going to melt some butter. First thing I'm going to do is I want to get a chunk of butter. And don't be shy, you really don't want the omelet to stick in here, so go a little crazy. And yes, no matter how hard I try, for some reason my stove likes to drift to the back. Put something in the front, it ends up in the back. But it's probably because I've warped the grates over the time. So I think it's probably going to be good. So I got 3 eggs. And a lot of people will tell you that 3 eggs are perfect for like a 10-inch pan, 2 eggs for an 8-inch. joke's on me because I don't own a 10-inch pan, and I've always used a 12-inch, and it works just absolutely fine. Okay. For these. So I just got my pan on here. Just want to make sure. When I cook eggs, I like to use a spatula. It's kind of big. Not gonna lie. I use this one. And we just want to make sure we got a good coating on the bottom before we get the egg going here. And at the last minute, now we've got the pan hot and the burner's hot. So right before we pour it, we could always crank it up a little bit. All right, so I just want to whisk these eggs, and you can use a fork, fine by me. Just put a little elbow grease into it without flipping it all over the place and making a mess. The restaurant I worked at, we used to use milkshake machines. You break the eggs into the metal cup and shove them up there for a couple seconds. Does a great job. So you ever been to a brunch and they have clarified butter out, which is just butter that you separate the solids out of? And I was just like, oh, why do they do that? Well, it looks pretty. But the other thing is it raises the smoke temperature. Regular butter is about 350. When you clarify, it's about 450. So it's right up there with like canola oil. Okay. I really think it's probably good. Get rid of my stuff. Gonna just put this up just a hair, just for a second. I think I got enough butter, but never know. And if you ever watch them do it, like I said, when they have like an omelet station, they take a big ladle full of clarified butter because they mean business. Okay. Good, I hear it all going. All right. So real simple. I got my spatula. I got my eggs. Got a pretty nice warm pan. I don't know if you could hear it, but it did sizzle, so we know we're good. This is that important time. So I'm going to get rid of my bowl. So how we're going to do this is we just want to let it, it's almost like making a crepe. You want to roll it around, let it get a nice cooked underside. Just roll around the uncooked egg. Right all around. So we got a really thin egg here, or omelet. Then what we want to do, we know we got it pretty well started, so I just want to go around. Just want to take my spatula. Now we got a nice, pretty solid, pretty confident this is going to be nice and cooked. Oh yeah. So going to set it like this so you can witness what I'm doing. Ensure those edges are nice. Pushed out, yeah. So, I'm going to take me a little red onion that I've slivered, which is, you know, you just kind of slice it on the edge. And I don't want a whole lot, I'm just going to throw some in here just for something, texture, flavor, all the above. The pan's hot. Oh, what the heck. I'm going to take my cream cheese, which has been out for just a couple minutes, so I can tell it's already starting to soften. Butter knife. And I just want to cut some little pieces off. Okay, I'm going to just cut some little teeny pieces. Down the center here. Doesn't that look lovely? Clean up after myself. So this is smoked salmon. It's really good stuff. I get it from the local store. I love it. Once again, I'm going to do the same thing. Now my egg is really cooking, so I want to turn it down here just a little bit. And I just want to lay some of this good smoked salmon that I cut up. And this is just presentation, you know, I've cut it into nice little pieces. And this is cold smoked, so it's not all like cooked hard. So I just think it's got a better flavor, but at the same time I don't want to overcook it. That's probably beautiful. Well, now you're going to be like, well, so now what do you do with it? Well, this is where the fun comes. Make sure I'm going to turn the heat off because I think I'm singeing hair on my hair. I want to do the first flip. I want to bring it out. Can't do this left-handed, or do the second flip. And of course you're in a busy restaurant because, you know, nobody knows how to identify what's in it if you can't see it. So you're going to put a little decoration on top which tells you what's in it. Oh, this. And I just want to take a little piece of my cream cheese with dill. Plop it right in the center. So yeah, if you wonder why they decorate the top, it's all about letting people know what's on the inside. So, like I said, this is my preference. I think an omelet needs to be nice and light because you beat it with a whisk or hard with a fork or whatever you want to do. It is beautifully light. I want it kind of thin. I don't want it all egg. And you want to just put stuff in that's fun to eat, tastes great. Do whatever you want. I'm thinking that's hot because it's so hot. And this is just something, and it's not just breakfast. I mean, you could do these for, you know, well, everyone does it for brunch, but even dinner, you know, or a late night dinner. Great thing I like about eating the eggs and kind of all this kind of rich and maybe kind of fatty with the salmon, is this is something great that you could serve with a nice, great white wine. I like a Sauvignon Blanc. Maybe a nice French Chablis. If you're trying to impress your friends and you're doing a fun brunch, nothing like a little sparkling wine, like a Blanc de Blanc. You know, keep something that's going to be nice and dry, kind of cleanse the palate as you're eating. But like I said, I think it's a good presentation. It's fun. Everyone will think you're an expert. The egg's nice and fluffy and cooked well all the way through. And it's just, so you're gonna move a little quick. And as you can see, yes, there's a lot of butter left in the pan because we wanted to make sure that we, I love it. I want to make sure that we get everything done. If you prefer, you can always put a little pepper on the egg when you first start cooking it. If and I like pepper. I do that sometimes, but I just thought this was kind of a really kind of simple flavor with the dill and the cream cheese that I didn't want to hurt it. But let me tell you, my mouth is watering looking at this and talking about it. So what I want you to do, run right out, get some eggs, and you can use dairy products and scrambled eggs like milk, but I really like to keep it simple with an omelet. My mom used to make family omelets. Like, she would put like 12 eggs in a frying pan this big and make this big thing, which was really more like a frittata, but she used to call it an omelet. Just kind of fun stuff. So, because this recipe is so, you're going to subscribe, comment, ring the bell so you get notifications, and try this stuff out. And if you are doing a big party where you're making lots of omelets, go ahead and clarify the butter. You just melt it, scrape the stuff off the top so it looks really cool. And take yourself a little ladle and you just have fun. Make everyone think you know what you're doing. Because most of the time I don't. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, but hopefully I eat pretty good. So, I want you to go have fun with something like this. Comment. You can serve with fruit. Anything that would be really cool to do with this. I might even say, depending on what my filling is, heck, put a big bowl of guacamole on the table. Anyway, enough talking. I gotta eat this. So we're gonna see you next time on Bill's Cooking Channel.